Hi guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to build the Millennium Falcon. You guys have been requesting this one like crazy, and I finally got around to kind of putting in the time to get it right. It's a pretty crazy shape, even though it's got a lot of simple kind of shapes in the actual design of the ship, it is still quite complex, and this is a 1-to-1 scale build of one, so you can actually fit in quite a lot. It's a pretty cool build, and I did spend quite a lot of time on it. I haven't actually got around to doing the interior yet, but you can already see that there's quite a bit of space inside to do your own interior, as well as I put in these two kind of gun wells as well. The only problem with this one is that the cockpit is only 1 block wide, because that's all I could fit in with these walls being, you know, basically 1 meter thick walls. There's not too much I could do. I really want us to actually have slabs that go the other goddamn way, because that would just open this up massively, but until we get something like that, this will kind of have to do. So it is going to be a bit of a long tutorial for this one, as it is, as you can see, pretty complex, and there is quite a lot to the build, a lot of fiddly parts like these kind of bits here, and everything like that. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to quickly switch to default just to show you guys what it looks like in that. Okay, so this is what it looks like in the default texture pack. So if you guys are on the Xbox or on the PlayStation versions of Minecraft, or even on the Pocket version, this is what it will look like if you use the iron blocks, which actually I think looks a lot better if you use kind of iron blocks and these diamond blocks as well. I think it actually works out really nicely in the default texture pack as well, and I've tried to keep that in mind with both me having Sphax as well as kind of having the default texture. So let's switch back to my texture pack and get started on this build. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is we're actually going to put down these landing gear. I still advise putting these in, even if you're doing this one kind of, you know, in the air. And also with this one, I've had to put the landing gear just up 1 block higher than they probably should be, just to make sure that this gun kind of looks kind of right, otherwise it's touching the ground, but you guys can lower it if you want to. It's really up to you, but I also think that it works quite well with the ramp being in here as well. Kind of fits in nicely with it being 1 block lower. So what you're going to need for this is stone brick slabs and also your stone brick stairs. So the first thing you're going to do is just going to make a full block out of your stone brick. Then you have an upside down stair on the front, and then a slab on the back like that. So this is going to be your kind of basic design for the actual feet. Then what we're going to do is we're going to count back 2, so I'm going to use stone slabs to show you what I mean by this. You've got 1 and 2, and then from this one we're going to have 4 going out to the side, so you've got 1, 2, 3 and 4. I'm going to do the same pattern, so you're going to have this 4 block, you have your kind of upside down stair, also you have a 1 in there, do the same on the other side, 1, 2, 3 and 4, 4 block, got a slab on the back, and then you've got your stair there. We can then take out these kind of side ones, then counting these 2 that we've got here, we're going to go back by a total of 17, so you've already got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 and 17. So there should be 17 stone slabs behind that one there. Then you're going to go out by 3, so you got 1, 2 and 3. Do the same on the other side as well, 1, 2, 3. And then again, create your block. You have your upside down stair on here. Then you have a slab. And then because this back bit is kind of a little bit bigger, you're then going to have a full block behind this one, and then a slab to finish it off, so it gives you these kind of bigger back pieces. So you've got a full block here, and a stair, upside down stair on the front, then a slab, then a full block, then a slab like that. And I can just take out these kind of guide stone slabs that we've been using, like that, and that gives us a kind of the basic feet part, the kind of landing gear for it. So let's go on to the next layer. Okay, and then what you're going to do next is grab a cobblestone wall. If you don't have your cobblestone wall, then you can use something such as your nether brick fence. That'll work absolutely fine. Let's just place one right on the kind of middle block we've got on each of these. And on the back ones, you're going to have them on each of these 2 blocks like this. And then you're going to grab your block of iron, just put a block of iron on top of these. If your texture pack doesn't look so good with a block of iron, I advise using something like light grey wool, or stone or something like that, but the Xbox version, it does look good with the iron, as I showed you guys earlier. So you've got this kind of basic part where these feet will actually be connecting in. And we're going to use our stone slabs again just to count back, and this time we're going to count back by 9 off this kind of front one that we've got here. So you're going to go 1, oh, not there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Then you're going to have a 3 by 3 box Just attach the end of this, like that. And then what we can do is we can actually get rid of this kind of guide piece. This is where we're going to have the bottom gun. So what we need to do is just the one that's facing the front, we're just going to cut out these two and put in some pieces of glass. Right in the middle we're going to put a fence down. And then we're going to have a fence gate going forwards and without destroying the grass. And right on this back part we're going to have a fence gate again and just punch it through. This is how I kind of made the bottom gun, also the top gun. So that gives you that, and then go grab your stone slabs. You're just going to go around the kind of edge of it with your stone slabs, just like that, and we'll get into the next layer. And then for the next layer what you're going to do is just place a block right on the front of this kind of forwardmost one here, then have two slabs, and you have 3 blocks going across like this, and this is going to be a 3x2 box, so you've got just to add an extra couple of blocks on the back. Then going towards the back we're going to have a 1, 1, 1 and 1, so we've got 4 sets of 1 right here. Then we're going to have 6 going outwards, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, then 3 going across like this. And then we're going to go out again here and go back towards the ship, and we're going to have 10 this time. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Should just bring you in this gap. Do the same on the other side. So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you have a 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 going across. 1, 2, and 3. And then 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 like that. So what you can do on this kind of forward section is grab your iron blocks or whatever you kind of made it out of, and just for the time being just fill in this section here, leaving this kind of bottom part. And what I'll do is I'll get back to you guys when I've filled in this part so we can finish off the back bit. Okay, and for the next part what you need to do is just add a block on the back of these bits here. So you should have 5 going across, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 like that. And then if we look at the back of the ship, this is a pretty complex build, like I said. What we're going to do is we're going to come here and we're going to go 3, so you got 1, 2 and 3, just like that. So that's where we are here. And counting this block here, we're going to go towards the back by a total of 6, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then we're going to have a 1, and then there's going to be 7 across the back, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Do the same on the other side, so we've got this 3 going across here, 1, 2 and 3. Count this one, we got a 6, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Then you're going to have a 1, like that. Fill this in and I'll tell you what to do next. Okay, and then just to finish off this layer, what we need to do is we need to put down some slabs. So if you grab your block of iron and just these front 2 here, just add an extra block onto them. And across this front part, we've got the slab already in place, we're just going to go across by 3. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a 1, so go back, 1, then a 2, which should just connect right into this one here. Then right here we're going to have 1, then another 1, then another 1, and then we go a 2, which should just connect into the side. So just kind of creating this circle. So we've just got this circle, we've got a 2, 1, 1, 1, and then 2 right here. So do the same on the other side as well. So we've got 1, a 2, 1, 1, 1, and then a 2 that connects in here. Then what you can do is just with your slabs, just connect these in to the main body of the ship itself. So let's fill this in and I'll show you what to do at the back. And then for the slabs at the back, what you need to do is just on this part here where we've got this kind of gap, we're going to just add 4 here. So you got 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then we're going to have a 3 and then just a 2 like that. And then these ones here we're just going to fill in. So that's on the back here, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 and a 2 like that, and then fill in these here. So that's what you should have for this layer. It's pretty complex. So this is the front part here. Unfortunately, it doesn't look anything like the actual ship at the minute, but it will start to in a second. So let's get on to the next layer. Okay, and next we're just going to put in the actual ramp that the Millennium Falcon has on it. So just on this kind of side here, so here's the front, so it's actually on the left side here. So what we're going to do is, just on this part here, we're going to count back 2, so you've got 1, 2, then have 2 nether brick fences for this, and then you have a block of stone. Do the same on the other side as well, so we've just got these 2 here, 1 and 2. You've got a block of stone like this, then you're going to have your stone brick stairs kind of in the middle. And all I did for this is on the bottom as well, I had the upside down ones. I just made my way up. Just like this. and then you can just basically cut your way through into the ship like this, and also put in your stairs there. So that gives you that kind of small way up, which will bring you into the ship when we've actually got around to it, but at least now you've got that in there. I think there's just a couple more upside down stairs, yeah, right at the back here, just to put in. So now we'll get on to the next layer. And now for the next layer, what we need to do is we need to come forwards off this kind of front part here and go across by 7. So you're just going to add 3 blocks to each side. So you've got 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3, which gives you a total of 7. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then what we're going to do is I'm just going to pull from, I think this side, as I usually do it from this side. And you're going to have a 2. So you're just going to come towards 2, and then another 2. You have 2 sets of 1, 1, 1, and then you have 3 sets of 2 going the other way this way. So you've got 1, 2, 3, like that, and then you're just going to have 3 blocks that come out, just like this. So this gives you the kind of basic idea for the actual circle. That's just the front part. It does go a little bit different at the back, so again just have 2, 2, 1, 1, and you've got 2 going the other way. There's 3 sets of these to get to here, and there's just going to be 3 blocks going across, and just like we did before, grab your main hole colour and just drag these in like this, and we'll get on to the next layer. And then just to finish off the back part, what we're going to do is we're going to have a 2. Just going to go here, just have a 2, so it's going to start working our way in again. It's pretty much the same circle as this, there is a slight difference with it though. So you've got 2, 2, and 2, so you've got 3 sets of 2, then 2 sets of 1, like this, and then this is the kind of different part. So what you're going to do is you're going to have a 2 going across this way, but it's also going to be going across this way, if that makes sense. So you're going to have this kind of corner piece like that, and then there's just going to be another 2 as well. So you have a 2 going across this way this time, and there's going to be 7 across the back. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 like that. Do the same on the other side. 3 sets of 2, so you got 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 1. And now here you're going to have this kind of weird corner piece thing, 2, and then yet again all you're going to do is just fill in this part like this, and we'll put in the slabs for this layer. Okay, so we're just going to do the slabs on the back, and the way that you tell the back, because now it's starting to get really circular, is just by these bigger parts that we've got here, these bigger landing pieces. So grab your slabs, and you're basically just going to go just outlining the actual ship with these slabs, and there's just going to be one difference, which is just right there. So where you get to this kind of side part, it's going to be 1 block short here. So do the same on the other side. Just like this. Add 1 there, and now we'll do the front part. Okay, and then for the front part, what you need to do is we're just going to add a 3 by 3 box. So you got 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, just like this. Then just come onto one of the sides here. And I'm just going to go forwards by 6, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This is going to be 2 across. You can actually bring this all the way back, so I actually advise bring this all the way back into the ship, like this. Then what you're going to do is you're going to have sets of 2 that kind of go back, and this is going to be these front 2 pieces that we've got here. So I've already got a 2 by 2 here, then we have 2, and then again we're going to go up by 2, and again by 2. We're just going to continue this on until we actually get back into the ship right here, and just fill these pots in like this, and then just continue slabs down onto this part right until we get to the end, and again be 1 block short of this side part here. So we'll do the same bit on the other side as well. So come forwards by 6, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 2 thick in total, so you can just fill this all the way in. Then I'll leave 2, and go out by 2, and another 2, another 2, another 2, until you basically just hit into it. Fill in this part with your slabs. That, and then just add your slabs onto the side part here and just be 1 block short. And then all we have to do to finish off this layer is just on this side here where we've actually got the cockpit, we're just going to put down the kind of floor for it. So we've got 1, 2, and then on this 2 here we're going to extend this to a total of 8. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That'll lay the kind of framework like a basic ship, and it's starting to look like the Millennium Falcon now, though it's not quite at this stage, so let's keep going. Okay, so on to the next layer. What we're going to do first is we're actually going to build the actual back engines. And for this I used a block of diamond because it kind of looks like the kind of blue colour that you actually have on the Millennium Falcon. Another thing you can do as well is of course use glowstone or block of redstone, something like that, will also work completely fine. So I'm just going to go one block back and we're going to go 7. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. You have a 2 and then a 2 like this. 2 and then a 2. It's just on the inside. Again with connected textures with my texture pack. Again, kind of creates this kind of beam look, which looks really cool with this build. Now if you grab your main hole color and you're just going to go 1, 1, 1, and then 2, 2, 1, 1, and 3. So you're basically going on top, or actually you are just going straight on top. It's just this little back bit which has this kind of recess, so you just got these ones straight on top of the last layer, like this, and just go on to the top of this 3 here. Okay, and then next what you're going to do is just on this front part, we're just going to kind of lay these blocks on top, and in total this one from here goes back by a total of 10, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. Then you have 3 going across this part and then you go over 10 like this. Because there is this kind of gap part in here, and then these just go right on top of the last kind of slab layer like this. And again you got 1 on here and 1 back like this. Then of course the one side with actual cockpit is slightly different. So if you just lay these on top again, it's just on this part here. What we're going to do is we've got a block there, we're just going to go across this time and then come forwards. And then right on this front part we're going to have a piece of glass. And then this goes back. All the way on top of these 2 as well. And then just got 1 and then you have 1 just like that. If you grab a piece of grey wool, right in this part here, we're just going to switch this out for grey wool as well. Just like that. For the time being we're just going to leave these parts because I can't quite remember where we actually do need to fill them in solid. Okay, and we're just going to put in another little bit of detail, so just count back 3 of these blocks. So we've got 1, 2, 3, so you can actually put that block in there. We're just going to have a piece, kind of block of cobblestone. I've just got cobblestone slabs on me, so I'm using them. We're going to have 1, 2, and then kind of, well, you're actually going to have 1, 2, 3, and then on the side part here, going back, so it's on a slight angle, and you can also fill this one in, this bit in solid as well, and go across here, because these bits are definitely kind of, you can't really get into them anyway, so you've got, from here you got the 3 blocks from the front there, 1 here, then you got 1, 2, 3, that's just on the side part here, sorry, yeah, so it's right on the side there. Let's fill those bits in like that. We'll now put on the slabs for this layer. And there actually isn't any slabs on that layer, so we're actually on to the next one already. So we're going to do the back part for this kind of section first. So we're just going to go across the top here by 3. Then we're going to have a 2, which will just go in behind this one here. And there's going to be 3 sets of 2, so you've got 2, 2, and 2. We're pretty much just, like we did on the bottom layer here, we're actually pretty much mirroring that just on this part, because this kind of outside part comes out a little bit. We're then going to have a 1, and another 1, just like this. Then we're going to have that kind of square piece that we had before, which just goes on top of these like this. Then a 2, then a 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we can do this on the other side as well. It's actually easier, or at least I find it easier to do it from here. We get 3 sets of 2, then 1, 1, and then there you have that weird kind of piece like that. And then what we can also do on these parts is we can just put a button in, just on these kind of bits here, and we can do the same on the other side. These are actually the escape pods on the Millennium Falcon. It's just on these 2 side parts, and then grab your slabs, and we're just going to go and mirror exactly what we did on this kind of lower layer here, like this, and just go around like that, and that gives us the back part. So let's get onto the front. And this front part as well is kind of pretty much mirroring the same as we did before, so we're just going to create this 3x3 box of our slabs again, which is just raised up, okay, which creates this kind of gap in the back. And then we're going to have a 7 going across, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Just got that back here, and we're just going to do this side for the time being, and then we'll get onto the cockpit side just after. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have a 2, so 1, 2, another 2, and then we have a 1, and then we've got 3 sets of 2 like we did on the last kind of layer like that. Now if you grab your slabs for this layer, and we're just going to put in our slabs here, and just fill up this kind of top section. So you can, if you want to, actually get rid of a lot of these blocks, and just leaving these kind of cobblestone blocks, though you can't get into this part, so it's up to you if you want to have it kind of filled in or not. And these cobblestone blocks, what you could do is actually just leave them, and also on the bottom, if you cut out where they actually are, so you can see them like that as well. I'm actually going to do them on the other side as well, just while I know where they kind of are. Like that, there we go. And just keep on filling up this part, like this, and that'll give us one of them at least, so that's already finished off one, and from the inside you really can't get inside, unfortunately, to this part, but at least you kind of know that there's something there, kind of forward of it. And then for the other side, what we're going to do is, again, from this part here, we're going to go 2, and 2, and 1, 1. Then this part here is going to go to the front. It's going to be 1 block short, and then you're going to have a piece of glass here, and it goes forwards and kind of wraps around this little section here. And then just bring this wall back. There's going to be 2 blocks short, where you're going to have 2 slabs here. There's going to be 2 blocks just in this part, and behind this section here, we're going to have 2 blocks as well, like that. And all we have to do is put down a slab on that section there. And then again, the same as we did on this side, I'm just going to cut these out so that you can actually see the bits that there are. You're just going to fill these in, this kind of forward section in with your slabs, and making sure that you leave those kind of gaps showing. Just like this. So we're almost done with the kind of main kind of difficult part. Now all we're going to do at the front is just put on a couple of buttons on these 2 parts like that, and we'll get on to the next layer. And just as a kind of extra bit, just on this 7 here, we're just going to add an extra 2 blocks on these here. Just on those bits there, so you just take out the slabs and put in the blocks like that. Okay, so for the next kind of part, I'm going to be doing this in a slightly strange way, because we could actually still fill in these parts here, but it gets really complicated as it kind of works around just slightly. So I'm actually just going to go on to the next layer, put in the slabs, and then we can actually fill in the bottom bit, but you'll kind of understand a little bit better when I actually go through to it. So just off one of these side parts, we're just going to come in, we have this 3. Then going on the front part, we're going to have a 7 going in, so you got 1, not 7, a 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's going towards the centre. Then we're going to have 4 sets of 1, so you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to have this shape like this, just as like we did before at the bottom. So we're pretty much just mirroring what we actually had on the kind of lower level. And if we do it on the other side as well, we go 1, 1, 1, 1, and then a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 3 across this part like that. Which will give us that kind of shape there. And then just like we did before with this gun part, this time it's going to be the opposite way around, so we actually need to cut out for this part here. So what you can do is you can actually just kind of make your way around it. A 3 and then a 1, a 3, 1, this kind of circle, which will just be basically outlining where that gap's going to be. So hopefully that makes sense, but it is just basically as if we're going to pull up these walls on the side just to create this gap where the gun's going to be. And then if we go to the back part, what we're going to do is we're going to have a 6, so you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, then 3 sets of 1, 1, 2, 3, and then a 5 going across, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 3 sets of 1. So this, and then you're going to go 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just for the time being, what we're going to do is we're actually just going to fill in all of these parts like this, and just connect it all in together. As this part is pretty much just completely solid, or at least I'm sure it's pretty much solid because it's pretty much the top of the ship now. So fill it in and I'll tell you what to do next. And then we're just going to do this back bit. These actual kind of details that we've got in these kind of parts, we're actually going to put in a second. We're just going to get the kind of basic framework done first, because otherwise it gets really, really complicated. So just off this back part, go 3 slabs, so you got 1, 2, 3. This one's going to go back kind of across by a total of 5. So just add 2 blocks to each side. And then we're going to have a 2, so 1, 2, going that way. Then we're going to have 3 sets of 1, so 1, 2, 3. And there's going to be 2 that connect into the side here, like that. Let's do the same on the other side. So you've got your 2, 3 sets of 1, 2, 3, and then your 2 that will connect into the main part of the ship. For the time being, just kind of fill this up with a load of slabs. And now what we can do is if you grab your block of iron or your hole colour, just on this kind of lower level, we're now just going to pull this up to the same level. Now, one thing that you can actually do, which I'll just show you now, is if you do want a bit of extra space, because this does only give you this one block here, you can actually just switch out these blocks here for your kind of normal blocks, and it kind of makes you have an extra little bit of room. But it depends if you kind of like the look of it or not. But just kind of keep on going on the inside. It's actually probably easier to do it from the inside of the ship, just to cover up this kind of back section here, like this. And after you've done that, I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so we're just going to finish off the last gun turret as well, as we might as well. So you're just going to come onto the inside of this part, and we're just going to have 3 slabs again. And it's just mirroring exactly what we had on the bottom layer, except for now it's the kind of right way up. So we've just got these 3s. And just have your kind of complete square here, hole colour. Knock out these 2 here to put in your glass. You have your fence gate, and then you've also got your fence gate on the back, which is doing that so that you've got that gun light there. Okay, so for these back details here, what we're going to do is just right on the back part here, we're just going to cut out a cross shape like this, and just switch them out for cobblestone. Slabs or blocks, it's really up to you. I'm just using slabs. It gives you a little bit extra room on the actual ship, but not too much. Then you're going to go across by this one here, and also do the same. So you get that. Same on the other side, 1, 2, 3, and create this kind of cross shape, just like that. And then there's a couple more as well, so we're just going to leave a 1 block or 1 slab gap here, and then go down to this part. And this time it's going to be down 1 as well, so you've kind of got it on an angle or on a slope for that cross, but from the top it looks like a normal cross. You've got these kind of ones up here. I'm also going to extend this side, instead of it being so close, we're actually going to go across by an extra 1 here. So we've got this bottom part here. This goes across. And this one really is on a slope like this. So you've just got these 2 block gap here. And this is where you're going to have 3 going across. Put it in like that. And that gives us the kind of back detail, so you can see it from the top. It looks really cool. And it's also on a proper angle as well. So let's finish off this front part. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to finish off this side first, which has got the kind of dish on it. So just this part here, just going to add 2 slabs. So it's 3, then we got a 1, and then another 1. And then right on this part here, we're going to have a block right next to it. So we've got this 3, 1, 1, and then right next to it you've got a block. And we're just going to create a cross pattern. This is where the actual dish is going to go, like that. I'm just going to go 1 diagonal from this one here. So we've got 1, 1, and then there should be a 2, which will connect into the actual ship itself. So it's kind of a bit weird, but you've got 3, 1, 1 with the slab. This one's then connected on, makes this cross shape. Then going diagonal, you got 1, 1, and a 2. And then just grab your slabs, and you can just fill in this roof here, like that. Also behind this one here, just like that. If you then grab your main kind of blocks of iron, you can then do what we did on the back and actually pull these blocks up again. And yeah, again, you could use your slabs if you wanted to have a kind of extended area. It's really up to you, so just fill in this part, and I'll show you what to do for the last kind of finishing touches and the cockpit. Okay, just to do the dish now, what we're going to do is we're going to grab stone brick stairs again, and right in the middle, just put a stone brick stair on this part. Then you're going to have an upside down one here, then a normal one, and then just place a block right here, and we're just going to go over a cross pattern. Just going on the sides here, like that. Grab your stone brick stairs again, and just kind of wrap these around, or not wrap them around, but just put them on each of the edges to make this look a lot more rounded. And then just on the front, what we're going to do is we're just going to put a fence gate as the actual kind of that bit, whatever it's called. So let's get on to the next bit. Okay, and then for the next bit, what we're going to do is we're just going to go onto this kind of side part here. We're going to have a 1, then we're going to have a 2, So that's 2, 1, 2, and then you have a 1, like that. And then we're going to have a 2 with the blocks behind this now, so we've got 2 here. Then we're going to move forwards and have a 2, and then this part here would be on top, like this. And it's actually going to be 1 block shorter, just here. So it's kind of, again, it's quite complicated. So we've got 3 across the front, and we've got 1, 2, 1, 2 with the blocks, and then it comes forwards by this 2 here, and then you've got 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, yeah, like that. And then if you just go onto the other side and just bring this across as well, right back, right on top, and then grab this block here, and we're just going to go back here, and we're going to 2, and then another 2 here, and then just add in a block on that part. And then just on this part here, we're just going to have 2 slabs on this section here, and then the rest are going to be your normal full blocks. Just like that. And then with your full blocks, just from this part here, just right here, we've got this 2. What we're going to do is we're just going to go across like this. So we've then got this 4, like 2, 2, and 3, and there goes 1, and then this part here. And then just fill in the roof. Right up to this point here, and then with your glass, what you're going to do is you're going to have 1 on this part here, and then just bring these all the way back, and then just fill in the roof. And if you've got connected textures like I do on Sphax, you'll get this cool kind of cross shape type thing, which makes it look really good as well. And then with your slabs, just fill in this part here, and again go on the inside and grab your blocks of iron and just cover up these last few blocks. Just like that. So then we are pretty much done, I think. I'm going to have a quick look over my other one, and then I'll see you guys. Yep, so that is it for the Millennium Falcon. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I haven't got any kind of ideas on the interior yet, just before you ask. But there is lots and lots of kind of the actual ship layout kind of drawings that you can find on Google, so you can actually have a play with that yourself. And see kind of what you can come up with if you want to kind of go for your own design of the interior, or try and get it as close to a kind of movie as possible on the real ship. But if you guys have enjoyed this tutorial, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys on the next one.